Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Mtvr range of modded trucks done by Ranger. These are all 4 unique independent mods and has been created with insane attention to detail. Every single part was completely modded by Ranger himself, and we're going to be checking each of them out in this video. So the first truck in the series that we're looking at is the Mtvr 4x4. This was designed as a rescue and operation vehicle, and although it looks like a Scout, it's essentially an off-road truck. It doesn't share any of the Scout features like the types of trailers you could pull, but you could fit something like an offline winch on there. This one being the smallest is the only one that has different parts. So here it has the Pillar D12 engine, which is one of the smallest engines in the series. And same as the gearbox, it has the Mileage D 4070P highway gearbox and the off-road mode variant of that. So in suspensions, it has the active, the AL5 independent, and the aftermarket independent, which is the highest one. So this is the only one that has this type of suspension. For tires, we have custom tires. So we start with 55-inch AR21s. We have the 55 MM3 and the 57 Good Day 21. And for chained, we've got studded 55 MM3s and the 57 Good Day 21. The winches are the base game winch, so nothing too crazy, but we've got the offline winch because this sort of acts as a Scout. Diff locks are switchable. We've got 2 options for snorkel. We've got the Mtvr snorkel and the snorkel 2. And for the frame add-on, this is where this truck has its unique feature. So we've got the Mtvr Flatbed, which holds 1 unit of cargo. We've got the maintainer, which holds 1300 spare parts and 2 spare wheels. And we've got the 6-gun fuel tank, which holds 1050 liters of fuel. For the visuals, we've got 4 trashes for the roof, so all the other trucks has the same options. We've got roof rack 1, which holds fuel, spare parts and wheels, and we've got roof rack 2, which just adds LEDs around the roof. For the front bumper, we've got the custom bumper 1, we've got the stock, custom bumper 2, and then we've got the tow bar. And for miscellaneous, you've got 2 antenna choices. And a rotating beacon and a flashing beacon. Also have 3 exhaust choices. We've got Mtvr exhaust with cover, we've got the custom exhaust side, and we've got the Mtvr standard exhaust. And there are no rim options. Textures. Now this is the only one in the series that has 4 different textures. So we start off with this nice jungle green. And then we've got the desert camo. We've got the winter, and then we've got this beautiful, I would say, autumn texture. Really, really good details. So, as far as the interior customization goes, it's just the game's basic dashboard and accessories. So next, we are looking at the Mtvr Mk23. So this is where it gets interesting. So we've got a bigger engine in here. We've got the Caterpillar C12. For the gearbox, we've got the same gearbox as the last truck, one being a highway and the other one being off-road. We've only got 2 suspensions. We've got active and we've got the TAC 4 independent. I think the active is the best choice here because you could switch it off and on when you want. Tires are all the same, so nothing different here, as you could see, except for the 55-inch on this one. You actually have chains on the wheels. Winches again are the standard base game winch for trucks. We've got 1 snorkel option. And for the add-ons, this is where this truck is unique. So we've got the cargo 2 slot, which obviously carries 2 slots of cargo. We've got a standard maintainer, which has 1300 spare parts, 5 wheels, and 1400 fuel. So you could use this as a recovery vehicle. We've got a flatbed. Now this looks big, but it only carries 1 unit of cargo. And we've got a 6-gun tank, which carries 2100 liters of fuel. Again, everything on this end with visuals, it's all the same, as you can see. Same front bumpers, same miscellaneous add-ons. Except here we have jerrycans, which we can add for extra fuel. And we have the same textures except for the autumn. Next truck in line is the Mk27. Now this is a bigger variant of the Mk23, so they share pretty much the same items. We've got the same winches, we've got diff locks, we've got the snorkel. In frame add-ons is where it's different. We've got the Mk27 Flatbed, which holds 2 units of cargo. And we've got the extended cargo, which carries 3 slots. So this truck could be handy in a situation where you want to carry more cargo. Plus, you could also pull a trailer with it. Visuals are all the same. Got the same front bumpers. Same miscellaneous items. Same exhaust. And same textures. The last one I'm going to be looking at is the Mk31. Now this truck is very much comparable to the Derry Longhorn or the Oshkosh. It's primarily a tractor, so it has all of the same upgrades you add to the other trucks. And for the add-ons, you only have the high saddle and low saddle options. It's also got rear wheel steering, which is really cool. It makes it easier to turn when you've got a semi-trailer added. As you can see here, all of these items pretty much the same, and for the textures is the same as well. So I reckon these 4 trucks would be ideal in a scenario where you want to play a little bit realistic, you want to have like a convoy, you want to use every truck for whatever unique feature that it brings. I especially like the fact that as opposed to other trucks in the game where you could just add anything on there, these trucks are limited to only a few add-ons, so they're all divided into separate trucks. So that sort of forces you to use a bunch of trucks to get one job done, which is really cool. So we're already on the Mtvr. I've got the Price of Victory mission started, and it's a really good mission where I could actually use most of the trucks to get the job done. So for the first leg of the journey, I've got to go up this way to find the metal detector module. Then once I do, I feed it to a truck and I head over to this end of the map to search for the armored cars. So I'm going to use the Mtvr 4x4. So although this sort of performs almost as, I say almost as a scout, it's essentially an off-road truck. So you can't attach the standard scout attachments to it. There's no trailer parks nearby, so I can't really show. But you can pull bigger truck trailers with it. In terms of the performance, it's certainly not OP. I'm very particular when I pick mods to play the game. I don't want mods which are overpowered. I still want to feel a sense of challenge, a sense of accomplishment. And these trucks are certainly well balanced. I've only used them a little bit. I think this mission is where I'll get the most extensive use out of them. I especially love the active suspension on there. So I'm coming up to an obstacle where I could put it to the test. So we've got a tree in the road. We're just going to raise the suspension. Normally with other trucks I would drive around. Yeah. Really, really cool. This thing is just a little beast. So we're almost at the spot now. Just have to turn up ahead of there. This was our turn. Yep, we need to go up this way. So yeah, as you can see, this is certainly not overpowered. You still get stuck, just like you would with any other truck. And it uses the base winches as well. Nothing ridiculously long. Just to find a winch point. Here we go. Here we go. You still have to grind. You still have to put the effort in. You still get stuck. So here we are. Found the module now. We're just gonna jump back into the garage and feed it to a truck. So I can't fit the module onto any of these trucks. I've got to pick one of the trucks from this list. And I've got one in the garage already. I'm going to use the Veron D for this. Just going to fit the module. Yeah, I'm just going to quickly cut to this point. I've already done this on console, so I know where the armored cars are. So the first one's up here in this little corner. And the second one is located up here, just between those rocks. Alright, now so I'm down here with the Mk23. I've got it fitted with the 2-slot cargo bed. And I'm just going to make my way up there to get the first armored car. I've also got the studded tires on there. So this route is icy. But it's no trouble at all getting up there. Here we are. I'm just going to use the crane and place it in the back. Now I'm gonna make my way out. I'm gonna use this opportunity to see how strong this truck is, because I'm gonna carry the cargo, plus I'm gonna try to tow this massive crane truck out of this hole, because it hasn't got chain wheels. I should probably switch the diff locks on. There we go. Oh, it's certainly struggling, but it's getting it done. Handling all the rocks well as well. So I'm just going to tow it back to a loading area where I've got the Mk31 with one of the massive semi-trailers. I'm just going to transfer each armored car onto it, and then I'll repeat the process for the other armored car. Fuel consumption is alright, although the fuel capacity is not the greatest, but it makes up for it by having add-ons that adds extra fuel. I reckon this is the truck that will get the most use, because it's smaller, you can get into most places, and you can carry 2 slots of cargo on there. It's making light work of getting over those rocks. I believe I've got the active suspension raised. This is the interior. If any of you have been inside a military truck, I can confirm that this is pretty accurate. This is one of the mods that you would buy if it was a DLC. The attention to detail, it's well balanced, and it fits well in SnowRunner. So here's the Mk31. I'm just going to offload the armored car onto the platform, and I'm just going to repeat the process. Get it packed. And head back up. So here we are, ready to head off to the airport. It's got a long drive, and this will be a good test of the Mk31. Starting off, you could see how the Werrell steering kicks in, and it makes it really easy to get around tight turns. Okay, floating ice. I really like those custom studded tires. As I said earlier, this is very much comparable to the Derry Longhorn or the Oshkosh, except it doesn't carry as much fuel. But again, it makes up for that with the extra fuel jerrycans you could stick onto the top and the back. The performance is well balanced, so getting through deep snow and mud, it performs as any other truck with all the max upgrades on there. Here we are, going past the garage. We're probably about halfway now, moving along nicely. And we're coming to the icy hill, so those studded wheels are going to be very useful coming down here. Gotta be very careful. The road is icy and it also slants to the left. We've got a few rocky obstacles coming up, but it should be easy because I've got the suspension raised on there. This is one of them. I've hit this once and busted all my tires. Just need to get around that. And just avoid going over the edge. Here we go. Fighting for grip. Come on, let's go. So with the rear suspension, this bit as well should not be a problem at all. No need to winch. It's got a decent speed as well with the off-road gearbox. So I'm coming along that narrow crossing. As long as the truck gets over, we just pull the rest along. And we are nearly at the airport. So far I've done this and used about a quarter of the fuel. Here we are coming around the last bend by the airport. The snow here is really deep. Again, this has all the max upgrades on there. So you do feel the struggle. It certainly doesn't make it too easy. And here we are at the airport. And that's the price of victory complete. So here we are. This has been my look at the Mtvr series of trucks by Ranger. The attention to detail in these trucks is absolutely insane. They're really good, they're really well balanced, decent fuel consumption, decent speed. They're certainly not overpowered and they fit really well in SnowRunner. I can't see any reason why these mods won't come over to console. I certainly would love to, because most of my mates play on console and I'd love to play with them. Overall, these mods look and feel great, and I think they work well if you have a scenario like you probably want to use all of them together, like what I just did, and they work brilliant. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.